Hey everybody, this video is for women who work in male-dominated industries. My name is Jacqueline. I'm the founder and president of Zero Gap, and today I am answering a question from one of our community members. Leslie wants to know, what do you need to know before quitting your job to start your own business? Leslie, thank you for sending in your question. I'm going to dive into it from the perspective of a person who left the traditional workforce a little over 3 years ago, and I've been operating the business here. A lot of times women will come up to me and they'll say, what did you do? How do I do it? I'm ready to leave my job now. I'm so frustrated at work every day. And y'all, I get it. I've had frustrating days at work when I was in the traditional workforce. Let me let you in on a little secret. I have frustrating days outside of the traditional workforce as well. So what I want to do is give you the best information that you can consider before you decide to make that leap. Ultimately, y'all, it's so important that you meet with your financial advisor and look at your long-term financial goals before you decide to do something drastic like quitting your job to start a new business, because you need money to operate the business, okay? So, what I'm trying to say here is it costs money to operate a business and you still have to live. So you need to be very clear on your income as well as your expenses. So the first thing that I would tell you to do is really consider what business you want to be in and why. What is it? People say, I don't know what I'm passionate about, and that's fine. I know people who started a business that they were not what we call passionate about, but they enjoyed doing the work, and it was something that intrigued them and it was very interesting. And so they used that business to do something that they were passionate about. For instance, if you look at, I believe it's Tory Burch, I heard an interview with her that her goal, what she was passionate about, was helping women, and she needed money to help women, and she got into fashion. So she has a foundation now as a result of her business being successful. So it just goes to show you that you can have multiple interests, multiple things that you're good at, and you can leverage what you're good at to springboard the thing that you're passionate about. So don't get caught up on that passion thing, thinking that you can only do something that it's quote unquote a passion project. Now with that, when people say they're passionate, if it's something like knitting or quilting, you have to understand the market size for that. We're going to get to that in just a second. If you're going to reinvent the television in a different way, whatever that's going to look like, understand how long it's going to take for you to get there. And the reason why I'm telling you these two things to consider what you're passionate about is because you have to understand how long it's going to take for you to generate revenue so that you can sustain yourself and ultimately grow the business. So going back to that first question, what business will you be in? What will make your business different and unique and stand out from the other people who do what you do? So that's considered, a technical term is market research. So let me give you a pro tip. You need a business plan. I know, don't roll your eyes at me. Don't huff and puff. You absolutely need a business plan. Yes, there are some people who have become successful without a business plan, but those people are very rare. Your business plan is your roadmap. It's going to direct your activities. And so as you're starting off, you're going to have to switch a lot and you're going to have to pivot a lot. But inside of the business plan is going to answer a lot of questions that you need in order to understand what is the market size, how many competitors are out there, what are the barriers to entry, who are the dominant players, who's doing something unique, what are the opportunity gaps in the market. And I know I'm using this MBA language on y'all, but any term you don't know, Google it. Google is your best friend. If you're considering starting a business, Google and YouTube will teach you so much. Don't let the issue of, I don't know what that is, stop you from finding out. Y'all, we have information at our fingertips. Use this handy thing that you have to your advantage. So the next part of it, before you quit your job to start your business, you have to be honest with yourself. So this is self-assessment, all right? This is not the business plan. This is about you. Are you disciplined? Okay, be honest. Do you struggle with procrastination? What does your self-talk look like? How are you with budgeting? Okay, this is under our self-assessment umbrella. The reason why this is important is because you may think you don't want a boss, you don't want the structure of a traditional 9 to 5, but that structure is in place for a reason. And so you have to be very aware of your own habits and make sure that you're self-disciplined to do the things that you know you should do, even when you don't want to do them, okay? That means you're having to establish really good habits and checking yourself and looking at habits that you may need to drop. And if you need to drop those habits, cool, it's gonna take time. So start working on that now before you quit the job, because let me tell you, time goes by really fast. And so you cannot get time back once it's lost. So, and you also, money, y'all, I keep going back to the money thing. It's gonna take you some time to make money when you start a business. So be sure that you are doing all of the things to put yourself in the best position to succeed. When you get into business, there are so many things outside of your control that you will have no control over whatsoever. But the things that you can control is your attitude, which is a huge part of being in business. So let me give you a couple of book suggestions. Mindset by Carol Dweck. She talks about a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. There's another book called Built to Sell. Built to Sell really goes through the importance of having systems and processes in place. So, and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, because you got to understand your feedback loops and your habits, right? So that you can implement the most productive habits to help you reach your goals. Pro tip, I'm looking at my notes here. Okay, this is good. So people come to me and they say, I want to start my own business because I don't like being told what to do. When you work for yourself, you're not working for yourself. You're working for so many customers, okay? And you're working for the market. You have to respond to what the market wants. And so with that being said, a lot of people are going to be telling you what to do, and you have to be able to humble yourself and to make adjustments as necessary. You can't let your ego and pride get into the way, because it will cost you money sometimes. So be very wise. Don't get into business because you don't like being told what to do. That's not a recipe for success, because there are going to be a lot of people to tell you what to do. All right, income. Manage your money. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier. You need to be able to talk to your financial advisor or your banker or whomever helps you with your money. Talk to the expert about your money, about what your long-term financial goals are, as well as what your retirement is. What is it going to cost you to live month to month? And how are you going to generate revenue as you're building the business? That is absolutely critical. You need to be able to answer all of those questions up front, and do not be over ambitious and have too much rose-colored glasses when you think, oh, within 2 months I'm going to make XYZ money. It might be realistic, it might not be. You have to do the research, which is why it's important to have a business plan. Next, you have to be comfortable talking about money if you're going to be your own boss, if you're going to start a company. So listen, for a lot of women, I know money is a taboo topic. They don't like talking about it. They don't like selling. And if you're going to generate income, you got to get comfortable talking about money. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, having those conversations about money, point blank, period. There's no way around that. Yes, you can hire a salesperson down the line, but as you're starting off, you're going to be working on limited resources. So you have to you are the person who does it all. Another question that I get is, oh, I have all of these ideas and I need somebody to do it for me. Can I hire an intern? And what is the intern going to do? Ultimately, you have to get to a point where you build a business. In your first 2 to 3 months, having an intern, unless something amazing happens, unless you have a bunch of money coming in, realistically, what is another team member going to do? They can't write your business plan for you. They can't establish the vision. They can't establish the mission. They can't build the relationships that are necessary. That is all work that you have to do. And yeah, it's hard. but that's a part of it. If it was easy, everyone would do it, okay? And so if you have that passion within you to say, you know what, I have a vision for a company, I want to see it to fruition, that's great. Just know that there are going to be some long nights from time to time. There are going to be early mornings, and you might get frustrated, but you'll have to figure out a way to push through that to be successful. Now, couple of questions that I get often. How do I figure out the market size? You have to do the research, y'all. So going back to a business plan, you can go online to sba.gov, so that's sba.gov, and you can pull a template for a business plan. Use that template, and you're not going to feel motivated to do a business plan. I don't know anyone who has. Even me with an MBA, I don't feel excited when I have to go back and look at my business plan and make updates. But it's one of those things that you learn to be disciplined to do because you understand it gives you a lot of insight to help you make grounded decisions. Another question that I get is, who are the competitors? So again, I cannot overemphasize this. When you really go through and you write a business plan, you're going to answer a lot of these questions. Those are just the top 2 questions that I get most often, and I wanted to say to you that you need to have the answers to this before you ever think about turning in your resignation. So as I mentioned to you all before, I left my traditional 9-to-5 job a little over 3 years ago. And it has been a rewarding experience. What many of you don't know is while I was working that 9-to-5, I was building my business on the side for several years. So every night and every weekend, I was working. I even traveled on the weekends to do activities. I invested in myself. I went to conferences. I joined associations. And I took my vacation days. In many instances, instead of going on vacation, I would take off from work and I would go to a professional development conference. You have to have that same vigor and excitement towards investing in yourself. And another thing is being ferocious about reading. I mean, you see all of the books here. I read a lot. In addition to that, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and those are things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money to get your feet wet, to get it started. Once you do the business plan, you can decide, is this something that I want to continue to pursue? And why do I want to pursue it? Which is important. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it because your friends are doing it. You have to do it because this is hard. And it's going to take a lot out of you. So make sure that if you're going to start a business, you're doing it because you want to do it. Now, if you want assistance in getting a jump start, if you want to learn what I had to learn the hard way, you can join my Thrive Mastermind. So go to JacquelineTwilley.com. The link will be below. And so go to the website, check out the requirements for Thrive Mastermind. If you meet those requirements, send me an email. We will do a quick interview. Well, not so much quick, but we will do an interview, and then I can enroll you if we have spaces available in the upcoming sessions. Now, membership into Thrive Mastermind typically sells out pretty fast because a lot of people want to be a part of it. So if it is something you're interested in, do it right away. Go back and watch this video a couple of times. Take notes. Share it with your friends. If you have a business bestie or your best friend and you are thinking about starting a business, you want to watch this together. Main takeaway, you need a business plan. Second main takeaway, be honest with your habits. You got to be self-disciplined, okay? And you have to install some good habits that will help you to stay on track when you don't feel motivated. Until next time, keep emulating excellence and eliminating excuses. Again, my name is Jacqueline Twilley. Thanks for joining me.